Alright, so we are well on our way to pulling the engine back out of this Chevy. Got it all stripped down and getting ready to get it all unbolted here. We're going to go ahead and split the engine apart and see what these cylinder walls look like. As the oil consumption has to be coming from the ring, so hopefully it didn't run too long without oil and wreck the walls too bad, but we'll get into it and see what it looks like. Alright, so we got this engine torn down to the block here, and just a little back history on it if you don't know, or if you weren't watching when we started this. I got the whole car, I should say, but it had been stripped down to the point where the cluster was gone and stuff, so about all we could do was just see that it fired up with the immobilizer still active, so it was kicking it right off again. And we couldn't really test anything other than it did fire right up and ran smooth. But now that we've got this apart, if you can look here and see, these first three cylinders all look pretty nice and dry. They've got some soot from over fueling, but if you go to this last one here, it is just caked in oil, and there is literally oil dripping off the walls of this thing. So for whatever reason, whether it be it ran too long without oil because the pan was cracked when we bought it, otherwise I don't know what else could have happened other than it running out of oil, but for whatever reason this back cylinder caught a no oil condition, and it looks like it just completely wrecked the rings in it, which explains why it started up and ran so fine, because these first three cylinders are running perfect. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing. I got a buddy that's gonna go ahead and put a set of rings in it and probably hone it out and do bearings and all that for us. So I don't really have time to mess with it right now, but my brother-in-law does want to keep it going. So we'll go ahead and get it cleaned up. And we had talked about putting an ALH in this BEW, but it's looking like, or an ALH instead of the BEW. But he does like the engine and the way it runs and everything else, so we're thinking just start off with pretty much a brand new engine, since we already put the cam and timing belt in it. So we're going to get it all torn down and get it all freshened up, so we got a pretty much brand new engine to put back in it. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. So just to give you guys an update on that thing, it is going to keep the BEW.